but never had like, oh, you know, I grow up, I'm gonna be a professional bodybuilder. But it was in my mind anyways, because I love to train. Our heroes back in the days, in the 80s, were guys with muscle.
Yeah.
You know, like Dolph Lundgren, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold, you know. Now, take a look at the heroes, right?
Yeah.
It's all computer, right? So like Spider-Man, Batman. Did you see the Batman? Did you see the Batman?
Skinny Batman.
Skinny Batman. Two people I had the fight with, right, on stage. Branch Warren and Sean Roden. He was third, I was fourth. I was third, he was fourth. So it was like switching up. Yeah. But that was like real rivals. Yeah.
Hey Dennis, real quick, who wins this shot?
Yeah. Big as a house, there's a more condition. Oh. Yeah. Condition always wins.
That's what I did.
Serious question. I got a question. How does your gym equipment outside not rust? Because I wonder that, because we have stuff in here that rusts. So
you guys live in Dallas,
true,
right? So the humidity is high. In Vegas, humidity low, very dry air. So I haven't the equipment since last year November, so almost a year. There's nothing on it. So yeah, except some dust. Yeah, some dust is, you know, kind of, you know, getting into the smallest, like,
cracks and crevices.
yeah. So it's the only thing, you know, no rust at all. So I'm very happy about this. It's really, you know, great for, you know, great weather for equipment like this.
You're looking back at like your career, things like that. Did you ever have a point where like you didn't know that you were gonna like make it as far as you did until you kind of like? Did you ever have that moment where you stepped back and you were like, oh damn, like this is where I'm at? Like or did you always kind of have that like, yeah, I'm gonna make it here one day? Or like, did you kind of have that? Where was that like transition period where you said, okay, yeah, I got this. Like I'm gonna do something great here?
I think I felt that way until I won the world championship title.
Okay.
You know, but I knew because, you know, I have that mindset that I'm probably gonna do okay, right? But now I knew that I'll be living in America, right? Doing what I love to do and placing, yeah, in the top 6. 8 times in a row, right? So 8 times. I was competing 10 times at Olympia and 8 times being in the top 6. You know, so and then like if you're when I won the Arnold, then I kind of look back and it's like, man, yeah, I'm almost there, right? So I'm almost there because my goal was always to win the Olympia. But the thing is, you know, Olympia is it's tough. It's a tough contest, you know, and I think. You know, 2006 just, you know, broke my neck in all aspects, right? My career, the neck was broken, of course. So I think if I would compete like 2 more or 3 years, I would probably win the Olympia. So, and that's what bothers me today. You know, yeah. So it's like damn. And then if you see guys who, it's not the guy against the professional, but you know, guys who are winning the Olympia titles right now, they were out of top 10 or top 6 all the time, you know, at our time.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of makes me kind of think about it, like, hey, what will happen when I wasn't hurt or when I wouldn't, you know, do the surgery or whatever, you know. So, yeah. So it's you're always playing with that thoughts, you know, what will be if not, you know, but you know, that's life. So yeah, I'm just kind of talking to myself, right? So like, man, I could have, you know, have won the Olympia like maybe once or twice.
It's quiet, and you sit down, and you're like, damn, like I was
or,
right there. Yeah.
Or I'm watching Arnold Classic live or Olympia live. Then I start missing it, and then start overthinking a couple things, you know. But in overall, I'm glad that you know you know I size down. I feel great. It's just a different life. You know. Yeah.
That's cool.
Kind of piggybacking off of Garrett, did you have a plan of what you wanted to be when you grew up before you knew you were a bodybuilder?
Not really.
No?
Not really.
No?
You know, it comes with things you do, right?
Yeah.
So in the beginning, I wanted to be a soldier, right?
Okay.
So like, you know, professional soldier with like contractor, right?
Yeah.
So and then I was already focused on that, and then I started bodybuilding, and then in Germany they you know they pull you into the army, right? So when you're 18, 19, 20, they pull you. So and there was time for me, and I, you know, made an appointment with a military guy, you know, and said, hey, I'm planning to be a professional bodybuilder. And it's like, okay, we kind of stopped it for 2 years. And then at the age of 25, they pulled me in again. So, and then I had to go. So basically I served 3 months, you know, just, you know, kind of have to do it because I knew it's not my goal anymore, and I'm bodybuilding now and probably gonna be pro very soon. But it took me, like after that, like 2 or 3 years, yeah, and then I turned pro.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's like it's always kind of you change your life a little bit always, you know, depending on what you do and how it goes. Yeah. But never had like, oh, you know, I grow up, I'm gonna be a professional bodybuilder. But it was in my mind anyways because I love to train, you know, and our heroes back in the days in the 80s were guys with muscle.
Yeah.
You know, like Dolph Lundgren, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold, you know. Now take a look at the heroes, right?
Yeah.
It's all computer, right? So like Spider-Man, fucking Batman. Did you see the Batman? Did you see the Batman? I mean, that Batman.
What's
I
wrong
don't
with him?
think-
Skinny Batman.
Skinny Batman. Man. I mean, everything is good. I mean, great actor, but you know, it's like. You know, and he was
to
kicking
work out. He refused to work out for the
and he
role.
was kicking the guys like, you know, they were flying around and, you know, just a skinny guy, you know.
Can't have skinny Batman.
No.
Can't have skinny Batman.
Mike,
All right. Throughout your career, out of all the guys that you beat in a pro show, who was your favorite guy to, I guess, beat? If I worded that right.
Look, there were 2 people I had the fight with, right, on stage. Branch Warren and Sean Roden. First it was Branch, you know, with the Arnold. He was beating me like first time, second time. And then I took a year off, and then I competed and won it finally. And till Olympia, there was a fight with a battle with Sean Roden. Yes. So it's always like he was third, I was fourth. I was third, he was fourth. So it was like switching up. Yeah. But that was like real rivals, you know.
You're coming back to battle the same person, you know?
Now look, I mean, it's in the judge's hands, right? But we always being cool to each other, right? But it's kind of, you know that guy's there, right? So you're kind of already focusing on that, like you need to beat this guy, you need to beat this guy. But you know, it's not always working out, right?
I got a question for you. In your life, not just in bodybuilding, but have you had anything that you regret and wish you could do over? And is there something that you would change if you had the opportunity to do it?
I don't really know. Maybe competing more or doing more shows in the beginning when I turned pro, because I was like always placing top 5 or top 6, and that gave me a qualification for the next year Olympia, right? So, and sometimes it just will take off a year, you know. Back then it was normal, you know, but I wish I'll compete more often. That's the only thing I would say, yes. Anything else is just, you know, you can change much, you know. If it's over, it's over, you know. But if you just really think about it, that's the only thing I will probably do different. You know, Jay Cutler used to tell me all the time, hey, you need to do more shows, you need to do more shows. But I just did like 1-2 shows, and then the next season, like, you know, another couple of shows before Olympia, or set off a whole year. Yeah.
So like when you decided like, okay, no more competing, like what was, and you had like, okay, now what do I want to do with my life? Like, did you have a plan, or did you kind of just like, how did you take that same like drive and energy? Because like once you're done, like you have to have somewhere to direct that. So like, how did you say like, okay, now I'm going to take that drive and motivation and energy and put it into something else? Like, was that hard for you, or was it like, what was kind of that process?
Very much, yes.
Yeah.
I had no chance to prepare for that, right? So my plan was to compete until I'm 40 something, and it happened to me. I was 36, 37, you know. So at 36, you're in your prime. You're at your highest level, right? So and I was, you know. So I was like getting closer to my dream, you know, winning the Olympia. But then it just happens almost overnight. So I kind of felt that pain, and then got the MRI done and figured out, you know, that's a major thing going on.
Yeah.
So, and then that what put me in that situation. So I was like, I was always doing what I wanted, you know, always on. My whole year was scheduled, and now it's just everything over. So, and then I started with online coaching and all that. But I couldn't apply the same mindset to that, because I was working with idiots. So that was the problem. So, and then it didn't work out. Put me a little bit under the what is it? Under the wheels, right? My name, because a lot of people didn't like how these guys, you know, worked. You know, so a lot of many promises, but nothing was happening. You know, and I was like fighting with these guys. I mean, like, hey, they're texting me. You know, we need to do like live chats and all of that. How they promised. You know, so it didn't work out. That was the only thing. You know, which really kind of kicked my ass too. And then, you know, I took some time off just to kind of reset myself. You know, and then I was full on opening a gym, like big one. So I moved to Germany, wanted to open a gym, big one, like 30,000 square feet, you know, and that didn't work out. I came back to Vegas, you know, so, and then, yeah, just doing my thing, coaching people, yeah, but it's like that injury, that issue with online coaching in the beginning, it took the drive from me, you know, and then of course it took me a little bit to bring it back. So now I'm focused.
Like relearn how to be like
a
person, like it's not just always focused on.
That's you know, in that aspect, right? But then also to get used to the look, you know, because I was sizing down. Just getting used to that. That was
freaked me out, and I'm not even close to that.
Yes, I mean, you look in the mirror and like, well, it's not bad. 2 hours later, like, oh my god, you know, like, or you're training, or somebody's texting you, you lost some weight. You know, right today I don't care at all, but back then when you're in that process, right, you're sizing down.
It's like you have to rewire your brain to think a different way.
Kicking the butt all the time, kicking the butt. I'm like, oh man, yeah.
It's so crazy to hear people of such like a high level say those things, because there's so many people that would kill to look like you at your worst. You know,
yes.
and you have to like put that in perspective sometimes.
But now I'm looking at that a little bit with more fun, right?
Yeah,
so if a guy texting me something under my post, I text him the same back, like, you know, get yourself a muffin or something, you know. You know, people like, you know, are out of shape and texting you, oh, you're too dry, you're too kind of too ripped, you know. So it's just like.
But it's also at a certain point there's the health aspect to it.
Exactly.
There's like you can't stay that way forever. You just can't. I mean, just real talk.
There's a purpose for that, right? So I was bodybuilding to be the best professional bodybuilder I can be, right? Or the best, right? But, you know, then at the end, if it worked out, it's good. If not, I mean, you can't live like this if you're 45, 50. So everything gets harder. Also, your health is kind of dropping, right? If you're not taking care of it. So for me right now, it's the most important thing. You know, staying healthy, fit, and yeah, looking good, right? So, I mean, it's still like some people see me and asking me, do you work out? I was like, no, not anymore, right? So things like that. That's really crazy to hear. Like when I was in a plane, sitting to next to just a guy is like, oh, are you bodybuilder? You know, it's like it's for me it's like it's hard to say like no, not anymore, because they don't understand. They won't believe, right? So
Yeah, but I kinda
sometimes
feel
I show a picture and then like.
once a bodybuilder, though, kind of always a bodybuilder.
Right, but looking like a bodybuilder, it's a different thing, you know. But for normal, regular people, I look like a bodybuilder still. Yeah.
Hey Dennis, real quick, who wins this shot?
Yeah. Big as a house, there's a more condition.
Conditioning.
What is it?
Condition always wins.
That's what I did. That's
I'm big as a house.
That was worth it.
A lot of people coming in who can kind of challenge him and Brandon. I don't think Brandon will be good prepared, because I heard he just got to Kuwait and start preparing for Olympia.
And what, it's like 13
It's
13
13,
weeks?
14
Yeah.
weeks. Yeah, so it's
You're just
like,
now, like,
yeah. So there's a guy like Vlad Sukaruchko, is 26 years old, and I think he's gonna bring a great package. And you know, I think there are many young guys who are hungry, and that's sometimes more work than you know, kind of watching the champs, you know, what they do. But also with Rami, many issues. I watched a couple YouTube videos, so there's rumors and talk about his back and legs atrophies and all of that. So we will see, you know. All of them are my friends, you know, buddies.
Yeah.
Like I used to compete with Rami, I don't know how many years. So you know, I support him, of course. Brendan, they're all great people, you know. But that's a sport, right? So you know, and everybody is doing the same. You know, they wanna beat everyone, you know, each other, whatever. So it's it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be interesting this year.
I think
Very much.
I think the lineup is
It's
one of the most
good.
competitive we've seen
Good.
in a long time.
Yes.
Long time. I mean,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
since probably like, you know, when Phil started to kind of take over, I think before that was the last time it was this competitive, in my opinion.
But look,
at
there
least, and
new breed like Andrew Jack, right? Like all of them. I think they're gonna challenge the older guys right now.
Yeah.
Yes, because that's a different look, different package what they bring on stage. You know, and I'm very much looking forward to see that battle.